Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, we have an awesome interview with Robert Ihler. You probably know him as AJ Soprano. Really cool story. You're probably wondering where he's been. Well, he's got a podcast. He was a professional poker player for a while, and he's a very cool guy. So we talk a little Sopranos. We get in-depth, maybe some spoilers, his acting career, what he did post, poker world. It's an awesome interview. Kind of out of left field, but he is a big fan of Barstool and us, so he knows us, and it was really fun. We also have weekend preview, NFL Week 9 coming up. A nice slate coming up for NFL Week 9. We have Fantasy Fuccbois, and then we finish up with Fyre Fest of the Week. Before we get to all that, Pardon My Take is brought to you by the Cash App. Not only is it the easiest place to send money to your friends, it's the safest. Go download the Cash App right now, and you get $10 for free when you use code Barstool. You get $10 to the ASPCA. Super easy. Links directly to your bank account. Send money to friends, family, whoever. You can also buy stocks with it. You can do everything with the Cash App. It is awesome. An awesome app that makes your life seamless when it comes to using money. So go download the Cash App right now. Like I said, use code Barstool. You get $10 for free, $10 to the ASPCA. Cash App is also giving away money all the time on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. You need a cash tag, though. So you need a cash tag for their giveaways. So go download it right now. Use that code Barstool, and you get your cash tag, and you're ready to rock and roll. So download the Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today and get involved with our friends from the Cash App. Okay, let's go.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by the Cash App. Go download it right now. Use code Barstool. You get $10 for free, $10 to the ASPCA. Today is Friday, November 6th. And the 49ers had a lot of injuries, okay, guys? Like, what do you want them to do? That wasn't a real win. The 49ers had a lot of injuries. That game sucked. America lost.
It felt like a preseason game, didn't it? It really did. It felt like week 4 of the preseason, and you're like yelling at Matt LaFleur for having Aaron Rodgers out there needlessly. Aaron Rodgers didn't need to – this would have been the perfect time for Jordan Love to get out there, get some reps in. My conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat says Aaron Rodgers put the kibosh on that.
Yeah,
we didn't even see the field.
We had a moment. It was the River Craycraft moment where we thought the 49ers were going to tie it up 7-7, and the nation held their breath, waiting in suspense, hoping that we'd have a touchdown and a decent Thursday night football game. It got overturned, and it was never the same since. From that point forward, it was just a terrible game. Nick Mullins turns out maybe not so good. Still like him. Still think he's a good dude. Still would probably take him on the Bears, no questions asked. But, Aaron Rodgers, Packers. I'll say this, though, and people are going to say I'm nitpicking. I think Aaron Rodgers look a little tired. I think he needs a little sleep. I think he's got little bags under his eyes. Maybe he needs to smile a little bit more.
I think he's been up watching cable news. That's what I think. Taking too close of notice to politics. I want a quarterback that doesn't know what a television is. Yep. Aaron Rodgers, he also shaved. I don't know if you noticed that. He's like little baby face out there. I'm not really one to talk about bad facial hair, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, he had like a beard mustache thing going for the last 3 years. Now all of a sudden he decides to go clean shaven. Sounds like, it's like when Britney Spears shaved her head when she was having a nervous breakdown. Some people do that. They just say, you know what, I'm going to cut my bangs. Marsha Clark did it in the OJ trial.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Rodgers going through a mental crisis right now? We don't know.
Did he just lose to Kirk Cousins? This game sucked. And I was promised some Kevin White. Kevin White never really appeared. They're limiting his snap count for some reason. I don't understand it.
Well, he's been on the practice squad, letting him develop a little bit.
Yeah, he's getting some reps. But yeah, it was all in all a terrible game. Just this actually, you know what? We needed the wake up call of like, hey, remember when Thursday Night Football, everyone complained about Thursday Night Football? This was a throwback to that because we've had a few good Thursday Night Football games. Even when the Jets played on Thursday Night Football, it was kind of entertaining. But now we have a throwback, and the Packers are back to like good status, better than good status. But I don't know how much you can take away from a game where the 49ers were playing like everyone from their practice squad and then some. River Craycraft, which is a made-up name.
Well, that's a name that I would think of if I'm like imagining a football game in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, oh, yeah, River Craycraft went out there, threw for 400 yards and 5 tutters. Pretty sick.
Yeah,
I had him on my bench.
Yeah, it's like a gibberish name. It's a name that you hear and you're like, wait, what did you just say? Reggie Crawford? What did you say? That's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, when you hear it in your dream,
he sounds like a good guy, like with a name like River Craycraft. It sounds like a solid hang. A guy that would probably come over, play some poker, not interfere too much. He looked like a River Craycraft too. I had no idea what a River Craycraft would look like, but then I saw him and I was like, that makes sense. That's him. That's the guy.
River Craycraft. Billy, had any thoughts on the game tonight? You're very close to the camera. I kind of like it. It's like you're like a cam boy. Oh, and his mic's off. So that was Billy's thoughts on.
I just want to make sure that CJ. I want to see if CJ Beathard gets in because he's pretty electric.
Yeah,
is he?
Yeah. I mean, what from?
Sure.
I think
today's in Iowa. I mean, he beat Michigan in that like crazy game. Like, I just want he put up 150 yards when they put him in at the end of the other game.
That was the game that brought our friend Trent to New York City.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Greg Kittle. He's saying that like Greg does not pay attention to doctors. He does not care if you have a white lab coat or initials after your name, or even if you went to college. They tell him you're going to be out for 8 weeks, and Greg is like, "Yeah, it's going to be 2. Just make it 2 weeks for my foot. It'll be fine. Trust me."
And you know what? I believe him.
I believe him.
Totally
I think
believe
it's going to be 2 weeks max. I think.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be catching touchdowns on the weekend of Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. So we actually made we're recording this right now on Zoom. We have the rest of the show in person. We made the actually genius decision to all go home and do the first 5 minutes after the game. That was genius because this is one of those games that if we had stayed at the office till 11:30 at night, we would have felt like such assholes watching this take place. So let's do it.
We've started to yell at each other. We probably would have had to order 2 dinners just to keep ourselves occupied.
Right. So should we do it? Should we do the weekend preview? So we got weekend preview coming up. We got Fantasy Fuckboys. We got AJ Soprano. We got a hilarious Fyre Fest where we get into some weird shit. Awesome stuff coming up, and it's all in person. Should we do it?
Let's get it. If you're going to be watching football this weekend, I've got a little life hack to make your weekend 10 times better. If you still haven't figured out what you're going to be boozing on, might I suggest Elijah Craig bourbon whiskey. It's straight bourbon whiskey. It's my favorite liquor in the world besides Mad Dog 2020, but it's a close second. If I'm drinking liquor, I'm drinking Elijah Craig bourbon. They've got greatness within. That's what you're getting when you're getting Elijah Craig. We're about halfway through the NFL season, and you might be feeling pretty good right now. You might want to have a celebratory drink while you're watching your team, or you might be trying to drink to forget during the games if you're a Jets fan. Either way, from small batch to barrel proof, there's greatness within every expression of Elijah Craig Kentucky bourbon. It's named the best small batch bourbon at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, and it's delicious. Their barrel proof was also named 2017's Whiskey of the Year by Whiskey Advocate, even over Scotch. That's right. We got your leader, Scotland. We stole whiskey from you. Elijah Craig does it better. Visit ElijahCraig.com. Find a bottle near you today. I'm going to be drinking in Manhattan this weekend. I've already made that call. I've got some nice vermouth waiting for me. Got some bitters. Got some Luxardo cherries. Going to mix them in with some Elijah Craig and enjoy myself on the couch. If you're a bourbon drinker, Elijah Craig has to be your go-to bourbon. It's the best tasting, just the coolest whiskey in the world. I love Elijah Craig. You guys will too. I'm very excited that they're sponsoring the show because I've been an Elijah Craig bourbon drinker for years. Now I get to talk about him. Now I get to get paid to talk about Elijah Craig whiskey, a product that I'd be enjoying anyways. Part of my take is brought to you by Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 47% alcohol by volume. Elijah Craig reminds you to think wisely and drink wisely.
Okay, weekend preview time. Let's do it. How we feeling? I like this card.
It's not bad. We've got a couple games of the week. I'm interested to see what happens in Seattle Buffalo.
Seattle Buffalo is going to be great. We also have that Saturday night Notre Dame Clemson game, which I'm just adding to the Week 9 card. That's just an extra addition.
That's a bonus NFL game.
Yeah, that's a bonus NFL game. But it is a good weekend. We got a couple games at 1 o'clock, a couple games at 4 o'clock. Cardinals and Dolphins are going to be it's not prime time, but that should be the game that everyone's going to be like, ooh, let's watch this at 4 o'clock.
You know what, though? For some reason, I'm thinking ahead to like 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. And whichever team loses that game, I'm going to write off in my head as not being for real.
Yes.
Even though
absolutely,
I think both teams they're both pretty good.
Decent-ish.
Yeah, playoff capable.
Capable of possibly going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start. We're going to go through every game. Quick hitters. Broncos-Falcons. Drew Lock, can he bounce back from an unbelievable win? That's really what defines if you're a good franchise quarterback. Can you come back from the highs and the lows? Because that was a high.
I've updated the Drew Lock Moxie-meter again midweek this time. Drew Lock has now advanced to a guy that can win you a game. So we can win with Drew Lock.
Okay. Yeah, we can win with Drew Lock. Who knows with the Falcons? The Falcons, if they're going to do what they did last year, which they are very capable of doing just because they still have talent, now would be the time. And by that I mean win a bunch of meaningless games when they're already out of it to screw up their draft pick.
Yeah.
Because that's really the full Falcons sadness is that, where you're bad, but then you get a little bit good so that you can't be really, really bad.
You're never bad enough to be good.
Right.
If you want to be good eventually in the NFL, you have to be bad.
Right.
That's what Hank is telling himself that he's going through with the Patriots right now.
Right,
This
exactly.
is the Patriots' best season because they're getting great for the long term by being so bad right now.
Remember, it's Bill Belichick's best coaching job.
It is. And also, I've heard this take start to percolate behind the scenes a little bit, that Belichick knew that this season was going to be a garbage season that was going to get thrown away by the history books and forgotten as being a fake season.
Yeah.
So he knew that 6 months ago. And so he's planned accordingly and tanking. He's been tanking on purpose this entire time.
And Keyshawn Johnson threw out the idea that the Jets would trade the first pick to the Patriots for Trevor Lawrence, so they could draft Trevor Lawrence. That was Keyshawn's big take this week. It was basically they love Sam Darnold. They're going to trade Trevor Lawrence. All I took away from the take from Keyshawn, and this is a place as someone who struggles with his weight, you never want to be in, going viral with your face looking fat. Because Keyshawn, your face was looking fat.
Yeah.
And that sucked. Because I saw it and I was like, whoa, Keyshawn needs a bucket of ice. He needs to put his face in some ice water right now.
Yeah, it looks like he got stung by a bunch of murder hornets, actually. So he's always had kind of a fat face, though.
Yeah.
But the problem with Keyshawn is sometimes when he gets a little on the chubbier side, his cheeks migrate down to his neck.
Yeah.
So his neck gets cheeks and jowls on the side of it.
Well,
that makes you just look. It looks like you're squeezing a bunch of flesh-colored toothpaste out of a tube.
And this is why being a professional athlete is overrated, because eventually you won't be a professional athlete and you'll probably gain a little weight and everyone will be like, ooh, you look fat, even though he's not fat, but he's fat in comparison to a professional athlete. So that's why I never went pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stay
smart move on
chubby
your part
all your life, and no one will be like, ooh, you look fat.
I want to back up real quick. You said that the Jets... You said that he said that the
Correct.
Jets are going to trade
Trevor
the number
Lawrence.
1 pick to the Patriots. I would appreciate that just for safekeeping.
Old time's sake.
I just don't want to see the Jets screw up another really good player.
Just right when the Jets are about to take a step forward, they make sure that the Patriots take 2 steps forward.
Well, yeah.
Belichick going there.
If you don't have your shit together in life, now's not the time to be going out and adopting the cutest puppy in the world.
Right.
I'd rather see you rehome that puppy to your more stable neighbors.
Right.
If you're smoking meth in your garage, give it to your neighbors that at least have a full-time job.
And Joe Douglas, now we're just talking too much Jets because they're playing Monday Night Football, but Joe Douglas did say that Adam Gase is safe.
I think they should extend him.
Well, no, Joe Douglas has figured out we've touched on this, but he has realized that keeping Adam Gase is the smartest thing you can do as a GM because, one, he's torturing him And no one likes Adam Gase. I can tell you, I've never met the guy, but I can tell you no one likes him. And 2, Adam Gase is your tank. Like, he is your tank, but not tanking. You can't be accused of tanking, but you are tanking when you have Adam Gase out there. He's basically he's the Cameron Payne of the NFL. You just throw him out there and let him do his thing, and you can be like, well, at least we tried. No, you didn't try. You had Adam Gase as your coach.
Yeah, I think that the Jets should extend him. I think you got to bring Adam Gase back for at least one more year, maybe 2.
Yep. All right, Seahawks-Bills. This is a game we talked about that's going to be a great 1 o'clock game. I want to squat on a pre-take. So Carlos Dunlap traded to the Seahawks. Jamal Adams is going to be back. I think that the Seahawks defense is going to start turning a corner here, playing well, and it's going to take a little bit of time for people to catch up to it. But like in 3-4 weeks, we're going to be sitting here being like, you know who's really playing well? The Seahawks defense.
I think that if the Seahawks can get out to an early lead, they could. That's a team that can still get after the quarterback, I think, if they know that you're going to be passing the ball.
Well, Carlos Dunlap should help, and Jamal Adams definitely will help because he's one of the best safeties in the league.
Right.
But I just think that this in complementary football is important, that the Seahawks offense is so good, it put pressure on the other team's offense to try to score points all the time. So I just feel it's going to happen, and there's going to be a perception out there that the Seahawks defense sucks in 5 weeks, even though they won't suck anymore. But this game, to me, this is a big test for the Bills, because the Bills, let's be honest, we love Josh Allen, we love Bills Mafia. Any Bills fan would tell you they have not looked good. They have not looked good. They've looked okay. They they beat the Patriots by 3. That wasn't a unbelievable win. They beat the Jets by 8 after not being able to get in the red zone, kicking field goals instead of touchdowns. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to who else? The Titans? No. Yeah, the Titans. So they're 2-2 in their last 4, and the 2 wins have not been like, oh man, the Bills look like they did in September. So this is a chance for them to maybe recapture that by having a big win if they can get it.
It's an are you for real game for both sides. And I think that I'm very excited to watch Josh Allen play against Seattle, because what often gets overlooked is in order for Seattle to play in these most fucked up games that are extremely exciting, that always come down to the wire, have incredible plays in them, there's 2 sides to that coin. Other teams have to kind of match the Seahawks' level of insanity. I'm very, very excited to see how Josh Allen is going to step up to the plate and do something weird, exciting, maybe fucked up, maybe awesome. Who knows?
Definitely awesome.
Definitely awesome. He's going to try to do something awesome.
Yes.
And something crazy is going to happen from Josh Allen's feet or hands in this game, because it is against the Seahawks, and by law you have to do something. I don't know, he's going to accidentally throw a pass off his dick and convert it for a first down.
Done.
Something like that is going to happen this weekend. I could not be more excited to watch this game.
A little stat for you, too. The Seahawks have the best record going west to east in the last 3 years. So they're 9-0 going west to east.
It's tough to go west to east.
It's tough to go west to east.
Little Marshawn Lynch revenge game right here.
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch thinking that Buffalo was in New York City. All-time press conference, if you've never seen it.
Yeah, and then he got off the plane and there was snow, and he was like, what is snow?
What the fuck is
What
this?
have I gotten myself into right now? It sucks. It's going to be 60 degrees and sunny in Buffalo this weekend.
Yeah, but points.
Points.
Bears-Titans. Bears got the Coco. So that sucks. Also, the Bears, I have now just tweeted this name a couple times just randomly with nothing else attached to it because it just makes me laugh. But the Bears are potentially starting an offensive lineman named Arlington Hambright. So the Bears are now at the season 15 of their Madden franchise, and we're just creating players out of nothing and slapping the faceless logo on them, being like, here's Arlington Hambright.
He's got a smooth head.
Yeah.
Just no eyebrows whatsoever, just flat cheeks. I am squatting on this take. I think Ryan Tannehill still stinks.
I know you do, and it's crazy.
I think he still stinks.
All right, so
I think Ryan Tannehill still stinks. I don't have anything beyond my eyes that tell me that he still stinks.
Because there is nothing beyond your eyes.
It's my guts.
Right.
It's my guts that are telling me that he still stinks. I still don't trust him. I've never trusted Ryan Tannehill, and I think that he's been really, really good for the last year and a half. He's been great.
You want to know how good he's been?
He's been great. Don't get me wrong. Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback, but I still think that he stinks.
In the last year and a half, since Ryan Tannehill came in.
Since Ryan Tannehill became good, He's just been delaying the stinking.
He is second in offensive passing efficiency, only behind Patrick Mahomes, and he is second in completion percentage over expected, only behind Russell Wilson.
Those are too many
numbers.
numbers.
He's the second best quarterback.
Those are too many numbers. Percentage completion over expected?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the number.
Is there like a guy in a room that's like, I expect him to make this throw? He did. I do not expect him.
No, it's the Drew Brees stat, because it's Drew Brees just throws it for 3 yards. So
it takes into account yak.
Yeah.
So in other words,
also air yards, I think.
So in other words, he passes the ball to his receivers.
He's good,
and then they immediately get tackled.
He's
afterwards.
really good, is what the answer is. Their defense sucks, and so the only thing that makes me feel a little okay going into this game is that if the Titans' defense can't get a sack on the Bengals, maybe Arlington Hambright won't be so bad.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
And that is how I've sold myself on this.
What position does he play?
He's I think he's a guard, maybe a tackle.
If he's a guard, that's okay, because you can give him help.
Yeah.
You count on Matt Nagy to really get the protection schemes togetger for Arlington Hambright.
The problem is the entire offensive line is basically hurt or has the coco, so it's going to be a bad scene. It's going to be a bad scene. I don't really know. He's a tackle. I think he's the right tackle. So yeah, that's going to be, I don't know. And so the other stat I had was Matt Nagy can't figure out his play calling, because he is like top of the league in passing and first down, which is, as Warren Sharp always tells us, is smart. And then he is like the worst at throwing on second and third down. So he basically is smart on first down, and then he's like, oh, I did my pass. Let me be stupid now.
Let's go back to the run game. So he runs the shit out of the ball on second down after they have an incompletion on first down.
I think what we're finding out about Matt Nagy, the play caller, is he is essentially our level of intelligence when it comes to understanding analytics. So we take away, whenever we have like Warren Sharp on, he gives us a bunch of information, and we take away like one or two things.
12 personnel is 1 running back, 2 tight ends.
Right, or pass on first down, that's good.
All the time.
That's Matt Nagy. He's like, pass on first down is good. What's next?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I've mastered that.
I've done it. Yeah. Can we just get to another first down so I can pass again? And then I've checked my box of analytics.
I just can't wait to be vindicated on the fact that Ryan Tannehill eventually will stink
again.
again.
Eventually he's gonna get old.
Yeah. And then I'll be right.
No, he's been good though. Ravens, Colts.
Don't get me wrong. I agree. Ryan Tannehill has been good, but I still think he stinks.
Yeah.
But
that's
history
not the problem
will
with the
look back
Titans.
kindly upon this take.
All right, Ravens, Colts. I don't know. I mean, the Ravens should win this game. They have a bunch of injuries. Marlon Humphrey, he tweeted, he announced his coronavirus by saying, I got the Rona, which I like that. It's kind of taking it away from Schefter. And Schefter, can we just talk for a second that like Schefter and Rappaport and all these reporters are basically getting free retweets and likes from coronavirus news? It's bullshit. When they do the tweet every Sunday morning, like no new positives, I see what you're doing. You are benefiting off coronavirus.
Yeah, he's a war profiteer. That's exactly what it is.
Those are blood tweets.
And listen, it's not just one tweet on Sunday morning.
Nope.
Schefter is not afraid to go through it team by team.
Right.
Being like, remember that guy that I told you got put on the COVID list on Wednesday? Yep. Still out this weekend, like I told you.
It's essentially tweeting "I love football" every time, which know we do that every now and then. Which is
but I just do it because I love football.
But we also know that it will do numbers. But he does it every time, every Sunday, because he just knows I got the numbers.
When I wake up in the morning on Sunday and I tweet out the picture of the new 2020 NFL officially approved league ball, I do that because I'm genuinely excited to see that ball on my television.
Absolutely,
Adam Schefter. Yeah, you're right. I think he makes extra calls to figure out the Coco numbers.
He's taking advantage.
Yep.
I don't like it. All right.
What about the league office? Have we heard, has the league office been clean on Coco numbers, or is Adam Schefter just not allowed to report that?
Roger Goodell's going to report anything like that? Come on.
He's keeping that in-house.
Yeah. Panthers at Chiefs. Chiefs are going to win.
Yep.
I don't. The Panthers had a nice moment. We gave them their love. If you go back to like week 5 or 6, we gave Teddy Bridgewater his love.
Who we still respect.
We still respect, but I feel like the air has come out of the balloon a little bit with the Panthers season, where it's like, oh, maybe they were playing well, they're playing nice, and maybe they're not so good.
Well, it's the problem with having a new coach. who needs to rebuild basically the entire roster besides Christian McCaffrey.
Who might be back.
But this is the problem with bringing in a competent new head coach is that you're not going to be bad enough to get good, like we were talking about earlier. Matt Rule, since there's no tape really on what he's going to do as an NFL head coach, and most NFL coaches are too dumb to go back and look at the body of evidence that you have on Matt Rule from college.
Right.
But there's not enough tape for them to get really acclimated to him. So he's going to be a decent head coach, and they're going to have like a 6-10 record, 8-8 record in his first year, and then he's kind of going to screw himself over for the long-term rebuild.
Right. And by the way, our theory that when a good player goes out or is traded, the team does better, I think we called it the Christian doctrine. It actually was confirmed by, I can't remember where I saw it. It was a couple weeks ago, but someone who played in the league confirmed it and was like, yeah, it's true, because when a defense plans and Christian McCaffrey's out there, he's going to touch the ball like half the time. When he's not, you don't know where the ball's going. So, stopping him is still hard, but yeah, we're smart.
We had our finger
Christian
on the pulse.
doctrine.
The Bryce is wrong. I was actually talking to somebody that runs closely in NBA circles the other day, and he was saying that you can actually go back.
You can just say LeBron.
He was listening to our show, and he said, you know what that made me think of? Back on the 90s Knicks, when they lost Patrick Ewing, they got really good. And he's like, that's incredible that you were able to kind of deduce that from Christian McCaffrey.
Whoa.
Now he's like going back and applying it to all sorts of sports from the 90s. He even made like a couple 80s New Kids on the Block references, Teen Wolf references.
Damn.
About how that can be applied even to like things outside of sports. It was
I
crazy.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's smart. All right, Lions, Vikings, Matt Stafford has the Coco, maybe. So he might be out. And this is actually, so I've been talking up the Lions' little itty-bitty baby run. I actually think that this is two little itty-bitty baby runs converging here. And whoever wins will be the champion of the little bitty itty baby run.
Because, this is tailor-made for Kirk Cousins. Not only is it against the Lions.
Right.
It's at home.
Right.
It's at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And Creed is reuniting.
Right.
So he is going to be fucking pumped up this weekend.
Yes.
4 touchdowns, 280 yards for Kirk Cousins this Sunday.
And the Vikings, so they play the Bears next Monday night. Obviously, I'm going to say that's a loss for them. But the next 3 games after that, Cowboys, Panthers, Jaguars, all at home. So the Vikings might be our little bitty baby run team.
Was I premature to Dunchain them in the preseason?
No, I just think the winner of this team will come away with the late November, early December. Watch out for this team.
They're a team that you don't want to play if you're gearing up for a playoff run.
I think we're going to get Chase Daniel on Sunday, which it's just fun to remind everyone that Chase Daniel has 7 touchdown passes in the NFL. He's been in the league for 11 years, and he's made $37 million.
King.
The finesse god.
And he's also the only quarterback that has a complete sentence for a name.
Right, exactly. But he is the finesse god, our finesse god. Giants, Washington football team, ugh.
This is Washington football team's itty-bitty baby run. They have a 1-week itty-bitty baby run coming up.
So
and it's right now.
Have you seen this? It was either a tweet or a graphic that was going around that essentially was like Daniel Jones and Jamarcus Russell are the same player in terms of turnovers. And everyone's like, look at how biased the media is being like not giving Daniel Jones the same shit. And now there is bias in the media, and if you want to claim, racial bias in terms of quarterbacks, I would agree with you. But in this case, are people forgetting that when Daniel Jones was drafted, we all shit on him? Mm-hmm. Like, he's been shit on since day one. Jamarcus Russell was the number 1 pick overall and supposed to be incredible and ended up being bad.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone thought, besides David Gettleman, that Daniel Jones was going to be incredible.
Yeah.
He had that comeback against the Bucs that skewed me for a while.
I have not heard that take. That is a blistering take that he is
essentially. I've seen it going around, yeah.
He needs to put on, I would actually like Daniel Jones a lot if he put on a shitload of weight.
Do you know
if he put on like a solid 50 pounds around the midsection, fatten that face out a little bit, I think you'd find a lot more people willing to root for him.
Do you know what that take has been? The phrase, I think it's bring that same energy.
Okay.
Bring that same energy when talking about Daniel Jones.
I will bring, you know what I will? I will bring that exact same energy. Starting this weekend, Daniel Jones, I'm going to run with that. But he is Jamarcus Russell 2.0.
Yeah, anyone, do we not remember the Giants fans losing their mind when they drafted him and the Gettleman drafted a guy from Duke who he probably could have gotten like 20 picks later. We all shit on it.
Also, you can say that there are racial implications. I'll let somebody else have that discussion. I'm just going to say that, like, straight up, Daniel Jones is the least Louisiana person in the world.
Yes.
You will find nobody fewer Louisiana than Daniel Jones is. Real swag is no swag.
Yeah, Daniel Jones would go to bed at 10 o'clock on Mardi Gras if he was visiting New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Yes. He'd be like, I've had enough. No more hurricanes. All right, Texans, Jaguars. Jake Luton, baby.
Yeah.
Jake Luton.
Is it Luton or Luton?
I don't know. I'm saying Luton.
Because I was going to say Luton free. Let's get that bread.
Find it, Jake. I love what Doug Marrone's doing here. Did you see the quotes? Doug Marrone essentially, I'm paraphrasing our friend Doug Marrone, essentially was like, I'm getting fired. I don't care. Let's see what the kid's got. We know what Mike Glennon is. He sucks. Let's see what this kid's got. I fucking love it because that is the way, like, Doug Marrone is going out the way that every coach should go out and not, like, scared and like, hey, let's have Mike Glennon go out there and punt the ball 15 times. No. Let's see if this fucking kid from Oregon State can do anything. Probably can't, but if he can, why not?
So when they had that conversation last year after Doug Marrone got fired, cried, kept his job, in that room, do you think the deal was made like, Doug, we will keep you around for another year so that we can get a great head coach to replace you, knowing that we're going to have a high draft pick and be in a good spot for rebuilding? And Doug was just basically like, I will be your bitch next year.
Yeah,
I will be that dude.
I'll do it.
I'll be your simp. I'll be the dude on the sidelines that looks like he's coaching, but we have a handshake arrangement that we're going to tank next year. And as long as those checks keep cashing, I still have a job, I will be your guy.
Because he's just a fucking good-ass dude.
Yeah.
He's a good-ass dude.
Doug Marrone he's just a good friend to have. I'm sure that the Jags front office like him as a person.
Yep.
And so, yeah, more power to him if that's what he's doing. Jake Luton. Luton. Okay. Lutan Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
-Ten is the pronunciation.
Lutan Clan. I like that.
Luton? Luton. I like Luton. He's a Luton for punishment.
I think if he plays well, that's a Luton.
Yeah.
If he's stinky, then he's Lutan. But, well, let's give it a shot. But I miss seeing Glennon and his neck just bobble out there in a game. I need one of those a year.
How much does it suck to be Mike Glennon for Doug Marrone to be like, yeah, he actually said, it's like, we know what Mike Glennon is, and he sucks.
How much money did the Bears give him?
A lot. It was like $20 million, I think, but not all guaranteed. I've said it before, but there was a 2-month time where I was all in on Mike Glennon. all in. I remember vividly listening to the Cubs game on the radio when Mike Glennon threw out the first pitch and like went up to the booth for an inning to just talk, and I was like, this is our guy.
He's got an arm. This is our guy.
He stands tall. $1,187,500.
No, not for the Bears.
Oh, Mike Glennon.
For the Bears. They gave him.
For the Bears.
Yeah. They backed up.
They gave
truck.
him like $20 million, 2 years, something like that.
3 years for $45 million.
Oh wow! But how much did they end up paying him? What website are you on?
Spotrac.
Yeah, it should say what they ended up paying him.
I just see signing bonus, average salary, guaranteed at sign, total guaranteed.
What was it guaranteed at sign?
18.5.
So that's what it was.
What do you think Mike Glennon spent his signing bonus on? Like the big purchase that he made with that. He's like, I finally made it. I feel like maybe
someone to sit on his head so his neck got smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say
big fat man.
I was gonna say he reupholstered a couch. I got a really nice fabric on it. He just giving a guy like that $18 million. It's
nice, like tool shed.
Give it to somebody who's going to blow it on something entertaining,
like Chase Daniel.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I had one more question here. When I saw Jake Luton's name,
Luton,
it made me think: did Sam Bradford just fall off a cliff? This feels like the perfect landing spot. Somebody should have given Sam Bradford $15 million.
I know. I think he's retired.
His arm ended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It expired.
Yeah. But forever a legend. He had that record.
He did.
Completion percentage.
He did.
All right.
We still don't know who won that trade.
Yeah, no,
they'll be debating that one for years.
We don't. Raiders, Chargers. This game's gonna be fun. That's all I got. This game's gonna be fun. I'm excited for this game.
Yep.
It's got chaos written all over it. Both these teams. A late afternoon Raiders-Chargers game has to get weird. It just has to.
Yeah.
We will tune in. It will be like 6:45, and something weird is going to be happening.
The late slate isn't great. So with Miami, Arizona is going to be interesting.
Well, here's, and we'll go to the next game. The late slate is doing, NFL loves to do this, where no matter how good or bad the national teams are, quote unquote, they're like, let's throw them together. Steelers, Cowboys, throw them together.
Yeah.
People will watch. You know what? And people will watch because it's colors, it's history, it's everything. And it sucks. This game sucks.
I will watch just because I'm very excited to see Dallas lose by 45 points.
Well, I got a little stat for you, PFT. I don't think they're going to lose by 45 points.
They're not starting Ben DiNucci.
I know they're starting Cooper Rush, Maction, baby, Central Michigan, Bahamas Bowl. So I had a little thought in my head. I was like, I feel like Mike Tomlin is a big-time play-to-your competition coach. And looked it up over the last or his entire career as a Steelers head coach. He is 1-9 against the spread as a road favorite over 10 points.
What are the Cowboys against the spread though? Aren't they like 0-8?
They're 0-8, which is they would actually break the record if they go 0-9. So it's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
The opposite.
Yeah,
the very movable object against the continuously moving force.
Right. So I just know that if this game, the Steelers are going to win. But if this game is weirdly close, I wouldn't be shocked because and you know what? It makes sense too. Like Mike Tomlin is a kind of a rah-rah guy, and Big Ben is a very relatable, like, oh, I'll do it later, procrastinator kind of guy. So he's probably like, well, we'll beat the Cowboys, and then they'll start losing and be like, well, we'll beat them later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we'll get him in the second half.
Yeah, we'll just do it later. Like, well, don't worry about it.
Big Ben's going to treat his body like an amusement park this weekend. Just get back on the porn. Probably watch too much of it on the road in the hotel at Dallas. No supervision there. Wake up in the morning. I don't think I can't in good conscience bet on the Cowboys because they're 0-8 against the spread. I have to root for history. I have to be a part of history, Big Cat. I'm sorry that you are willing to overlook this pivotal moment in time that we're all sharing as Americans when a team can go 0-8 against the or 0-9 against the spread to start a season. I need to be a part of that.
I'm in a phase right now where I'm just love betting really bad teams. So it will probably only last for another week, but this is prime. 14 points? Come on.
I love betting bad teams.
Give it to me.
And under most circumstances, I think I would probably bet on the Cowboys. I bet on the Cowboys last weekend.
Yeah.
I bet on Ben DiNucci.
Who, by the way, is a perfect segue. We're nailing these segues. By the way, statistically speaking, Ben DiNucci was not the worst quarterback last week. It was Tua.
Really?
Yes, Ben DiNucci was technically better than Tua.
Well, Tua went like 2 for 7.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, Tua went 12 for 22, 93 yards. Ben DiNucci went 21 for 40, 180 yards. I'm just saying. So the Gucci DiNucci, not as bad.
There was something about DiNucci where his passes were so bad that they couldn't pick him off.
Yeah.
The defensive backs were like, this is a prank. You're pranking me with this easy interception right now. He threw probably 4 or 5 passes that could have been picks or pick sixes.
Easily.
And none of them got intercepted, I think, right?
Easily. All right, so this game, this is going to be like you said, a good-ish. Like who's capable of going to the playoffs? Whoever wins this game is capable of going to the playoffs. Dolphins or Cardinals. And we'll see.
Tua looks shorter in the NFL than he did in college.
Yeah, and Kyler is, every time Kyler fucks up, I'm convinced it's his height. Like, I'm very much like that. Oh, that was a short play.
He's too tall. Oh, okay.
No. When he's playing well, he's tall. When he's playing poorly, he's short.
Didn't we run the numbers on his eyes? We need to get one of those new iPhone cameras that we can tell somebody's true height, but just use it on Kyler's eyes because it only really matters how tall your eyes are.
That's true.
Anything above that is wasted space.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I feel like his eyes might be taller than his body is, like too tall for his frame.
Okay.
But Tua,
circle that.
I'm going to circle that and come back to it. But Tua, just maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the Miami Dolphins colors, but he looks a little shorter than advertised.
Yes. All right, last game, Saints at Bucks, Sunday Night Football. Maybe Jameis. So Drew Brees got a little injury. Also, supposed to be kind of some bad weather, wind, which I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Tom Brady and Drew Brees to have a game in like fierce winds and see whose arm strength is falling off more.
Are we going to get Antonio Brown this weekend? Is he cleared to play? I think he is, right?
Is Antonio Brown, they're like best friends, huh?
The roommates.
I've got a take.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think they're in love with each other. I think they're dating.
Hold on.
Yep.
I think.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh.
I said that I think that Antonio Brown and Tom Brady are fucking.
I think Tom Brady is more in love with Antonio Brown than Antonio Brown is in love with Tom Brady.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a prove it thing.
Mm-hmm. I think Tom Brady is smitten with Antonio. Tom Brady is, and this is a credit to him as a competitor. He knows he's like, I only got like 10 more years till he's like 53 to play in the NFL. If someone can help him win a title, he doesn't care. He'll have him he'll have the whole roster live at his house if he can win a Super Bowl.
Right, but no one's asking Tom Brady, hey, can you shelter Antonio Brown while he's on the team? Like Tom Brady, he moved to Tampa. He was looking at houses, and he was like silently walking around the house with a realtor, imagining to himself, yeah, I could see Antonio.
Derek Jeter's house, mind you.
Yeah.
How does Giselle factor into this roommate situation?
I don't know. She
gets
a choice.
It's weird. It's messy. I mean, love is love. I'm not slut shaming anybody here, but I think there's something behind the scenes between those two.
Mm-hmm.
I also think he wants to prove to Belichick and Kraft like he was right. Antonio Brown is a good move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would agree with that.
Do you think Antonio Brown's like sneaking out of Tom Brady's house at night? Like tying bed sheets together and then climbing down from the window?
Probably.
Going out and
being like, he's suffocating me.
Yeah, meeting with Tiana Trump in his gym.
Yeah, all he wants to do is watch film and chill.
Yeah.
He keeps asking me to come and watch film and get under the blankie with me.
Would you say Tom Brady is pressed?
Yeah.
Pressed on Antonio Brown?
Yes. And Antonio Brown is pressed by how much Tom Brady loves him. He's pressed. Like
he's pressed like this is too much for me.
It also was very funny. I saw Kyle Brandt had a thing on the Good Morning Football show. He basically broke it down, and Antonio Brown almost word for word did his exact press conference from Oakland that he did for Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
like being like, yeah, I'm here because Bruce Arians is an offensive guru, and he said I'm here because John Gruden's an offensive guru, and like all the same lines. So,
dude, I'm telling you, I know he's a great receiver. It's not going to end well.
No,
it's just not. I'm calling my shot on this. Antonio Brown is a legit psycho.
You're hot right now because essentially your shots are perfect. That like eventually someone's going to be old. And, like it's not going to end well. He might retire.
Tom Izzo is a bad head coach. I will be proven one of these years.
Ryan Tannehill. Eventually, he's not going to be good.
Yeah. No, I mean with Antonio Brown, I think we can all agree that he's bad news.
Yes. Big time bad news.
Is he going to show up on a hot air balloon? Has a hot air balloon been spotted in Tampa?
I don't know. Yeah, he's here comes trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, big time. All right. Should we do some fantasy fuckboys? And then
to be fair, Antonio Brown hasn't committed sexual assault that we know of in the last 6 months.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. Maybe even 12. Mm-hmm. We don't know. All right, let's do some fantasy fuckboys, and we'll get to a great interview with Robert Ihler, a.k.a. AJ Soprano, in a minute. All right, fantasy fuck boys, ready to go?
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's go. Go.
What's up, boys? It's Marty Microphone.
What's up, Marty?
Mikey.
My stardom is Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah.
Nothing better. I don't know if it's honey mustard. I don't know if it's ranch. I don't know if it's whatever it is, but it's fucking fire. I want to douse that thing on my dick.
Wait, you're gonna suck your own dick after you put in Chick-fil-A sauce? Chick-fil-A would not be happy with that.
Lube if you got Chick-fil-A sauce.
Hell yes, brother.
My stidum is ankles.
Fuck them.
Ankles. I like them.
Ankles.
They think she's the one, and then you're like, fuck.
Ankles. That means they won't turn their ankles. Steph Curry needs a pair.
That's right.
And my sleeper is Jerry Jeudy. He's poised for a breakout week this weekend, boys. Pick him up off the waiver wire.
All right, I like it, Marty Mikey. I'm Shorty Shiano. Marty Mikey.
Marty Mikey.
Marty Mikey over there.
All right, Mikey.
Jack, fuck you. Shorty Shiano is my name. I'm starting this weekend. Weed in New Jersey. That's right.
Yeah.
We just legalized the Sensimilla, some Hoboken Kind Bud, some Seaside Sativa, baby. Get the boys together. Some Bruce Greenstein, some Bon Jovi. Let's get it. Everybody over to the house. We're smoking some pot.
Hell yeah.
I'm sitting touchscreens. Fuck touchscreens. You got John King on CNN breaking it down like he's everybody's boss. Give me Baldy looking at a fucking video on his phone that he took of his television, shoving his broke ass pinky in front of it, breaking down film that way. I'm old school.
That's the old school way. OS for life.
Fuck a county.
Shout out Jeff Schwartz's spoon.
I'm sleeping. My sleeper is Washington football team. Little bitty baby run. One game.
There we go.
One game.
There we go. All right, what's up, guys? It's Francisco Tempora.
What's up, Frankie Tempe?
My stardom is Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush starting for the Dallas Cowboys. That sounds like a guy from West Texas who won 3 state titles and knocked up his girlfriend when they were 17 and went on to be a town legend. He's actually from Michigan, but he's built for being a cowboy. My sleeper is, my sit-em is Wolf Blitzer. I don't know, something about that fucking guy's
Mr.
face.
Blitzer.
I fucking hate his face.
What doesn't compute in my brain is his beard gets smaller every year, but you can see it more.
His name's Wolf. That's fucking cool, but
fuck
everything
is
else
going on?
sucks. And my sleeper is the Blue Turf, Boise State, BYU. Friday night, unbelievable game. The Blue Turf is back. Don't sleep on the Blue Turf, baby.
BYU's gonna smoke them.
Yeah, they are.
What up, it's Dino D'Agostino.
You're too loud, Dino.
I don't have a mic headset. My stardom is Natty Daddies. I just like going to a gas station and buying Natty Daddies. My sit-em is Sports
I
Illustrated.
drink Bud Light.
Anheuser-Busch. My sit-em is Sports Illustrated pre-workout. I took a nap after drinking it. It was terrible. Don't take it.
I stick to the brain formula.
I drank it and I took a nap. Terrible.
What is this fucking story
What
time?
is this? What is this? Fucking
Terrible.
Fucking terrible.
Terrible.
Anyway, my sleeper
Terrible.
is the Jets. Because
Terrible.
After the Giants had a pretty good game, I think the Jets actually might beat the Pats. I'm a New York fan.
What are you living in Oregon? You
You
fucking
know what?
smoking
You know
dope?
what? I am doing cocaine. It's legal. Legalized cocaine. Anyway, the Jets.
Nice.
I'm a closet Jet fan.
Oh, let's, no, now you're out
Yeah, I
of the
got it.
closet.
Yeah.
Let's do the
It gets
Can't Lose
better.
Parlay and the Berserker real quick. Ready?
Oh yeah.
1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem, responsible gambling.
Is your fraud ass hedgehog?
I'm doing.
Still making
Wait,
picks?
wait. So,
Yeah.
so Billy, tell me, why did your hedgehog not make a pick last week?
He wasn't feeling it.
What do you mean?
And by
went-
him, you mean
He went 50.
Did your hedgehog die?
No, my hedgehog's
forget?
alive.
I think Billy's hedgehog is dead,
No,
and
it's
Billy's
my-
covering
I'm about
for
to-
it by
no.
saying he didn't feel like it.
Proof of life. I
life.
have proof of
Proof
life.
of life
He went,
hedgehog.
he went 500 over the weekend, and he was like, you know what? He like wasn't feeling it.
I
want to
see.
and it was a
I
weird
want to see
game.
a newspaper next to your alive hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can make that
All right,
happen.
so my Can't Lose Parlay, I'm doing something a little different this week. I'm adjusting some lines, and I'm doing 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock night game. Ooh. 3 games, spread it out. Chiefs minus 9.5, so it's adjusted.
Winner.
I mean, they're going to kill him.
Winner.
They're going to kill him. This one's ugly. Cowboys plus 17.5. 17.5?
If they
I actually like that a lot.
Yeah,
They
Cowboys
lose-
might
17
low-key
and a half.
win.
17.5.
And
And
they're
then
due,
I think
they're
if-
due to cover.
if they lose by 15, they're going to lose by 30.
17.5.
No
And
one's ever
then
gone 0-9.
Bucks money line. So plus 285. And it'll probably be boosted in the Barstool Sportsbook app. Plus 285 there. 3 games. All I'll do is do 3 games. I love it. Billy.
The hedgehog picks, we got Packers minus 7. We got Giants plus 2.5. We got Bears plus 6.5. We have Ravens minus 2, and we have Bills plus 3.
How'd you decide to pick these
Actually,
games?
I got that wrong. 49ers plus 7. Washington
You
minus 2.5.
made these picks already?
Yeah. I just haven't made the TikTok.
How did you
Got it.
decide?
Process.
Yeah, but
Got
how did you decide which game? Wait, you haven't made the TikTok. You're in the process
puts
of
it into
making
a
it.
TikTok,
So,
yeah.
Into
so
a
you
TikTok.
videotaped your hedgehog doing it,
So I
Right.
but you haven't
videotaped-
edited it yet.
Yeah, I videotaped the pics.
Can I see it on your phone? Can I see the pics?
I actually have.
Do you have the video?
I have the video right here. Look.
Okay, there's your
Okay.
hedgehog.
All right.
Why
Wait,
isn't it
this is
moving?
the-
That's proof of
this
life.
is one of the old
No,
ones.
it's
That
not.
looks like
it's not
an old
moving.
hedgehog.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Packers.
Oh, that looks old.
Why does
Washington.
why does it have all that paint on it?
Bears plus 6.5.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, maybe.
Ravens minus 2.
You could just
Okay.
be faking this every time.
Buffalo plus 3.
All right. Let's get to our interview. You ready for it? Ready for
Great
it?
interview.
Great interview. Awesome
Sneaky
interview.
amazing.
Before we do that, if you're chilling this weekend, I might chill this weekend, PFD.
Are you going to chill out?
You got anything I can chill out with?
I absolutely do have something great that you can chill out with. It is our good friends over at CBDMD. I love CBDMD. I like their freeze roll-on product that they have. Really good for like after workout soreness. You can apply it directly to your forehead. I do that before I play the dozen trivia. Sometimes it helps my brain get right. Way better than Sports Illustrated's brain formula. I love CBD MD, and they just released CBD PM to help you get the rest you deserve and feel your best every morning. If there's one thing that I need more of, it's sleep. I need to be able to sleep in. Sometimes I need to be able to really get a good night's rest in, and CBD MD will be able to help you do that. CBD PM blends 500 milligrams of superior CBD with sleep-promoting ingredients like melatonin, valerian root, and chamomile. It creates a powerful and effective sleep aid. There's nothing worse than stringing together like 3 back-to-back-to-back nights of having poor sleep, because then afterwards on that 4th night, you go to bed and you psych yourself out and you're thinking, oh man, I'm not going to be able to sleep again tonight. And even though you're really tired, you don't get another good night's worth of sleep. Well, with CBD PM, you can make sure to take that stress out of your life. Whether you're up late with kids, pets, or existential dread, you can turn to CBD PM and get the rest that you need to handle anything that comes your way. And to make it even easier to try CBD PM or any of CBD MD's premium CBD oil products, they're offering all our award-winning listeners 25% off your next order when you use the promo code TAKE at checkout. So go to cbdmd.com, promo code TAKE, get 25% off your purchase of high-quality CBD oil products at CBDMD. And now, Robert Ihler.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Robert Ihler. He is also known as AJ Soprano. He has a podcast, Pajama Pants. Go listen to it right now, wherever podcasts you can get it. Who's else is on that podcast?
So Jamie Lynn Sigler is on it, who played my sister on Sopranos, and then our friend Cassim.
Okay, nice. So where do you want to start? Because we obviously want to talk some Sopranos stuff, but I want to talk about everything that you got going on in your life. Do you want to do the Sopranos first and get it out of the way?
It's your show. Whatever you want to. Whatever you want to know.
All right, let's do the Sopranos first. So we did the Mount Rushmore of worst TV characters a couple of years ago, and you were actually my number one pick.
My brother is a lacrosse player up at Brockport, and he hit me up, and he was the one who told me about it. He's like, all my friends are talking about this. And when he told me, I was like, I feel good that I was the worst.
Yeah.
Because if you said I was like the 4th worst character, well, that's just pathetic, you know?
Well, and it's actually a testament to your acting, because I think, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but like that AJ Soprano, the character, was kind of written that way, of like you were, as a viewer, you're constantly frustrated in him because, you have Jamie Lynn Sigler, Meadow being the overachiever, Ivy League, all that stuff. And then you have AJ, who can't ever do anything right. And it's written that way. So you did a great job. It's like, it's a weird thing to say worst, but you did it perfectly.
Thanks. Yeah. It's always like, I think it's even harder when you're, 14, 15, and you're just starting to like, girls are starting to look at you. And then like every time you get the script, you're like, God, I have to be a douche again. It's like there was those times you're like, I just want to do something cool. And like there were times where you almost think he's going to do something cool, and then he just miserably fails at whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah,
right.
Like, oh, AJ's a football player. Oh, he passes out on the field.
Yeah, for a second you thought like, hey, maybe I'm going to join the army and I'm going to become like, who knows, like a Green Beret or something.
Yeah.
And then you give up on that after
Oh, he's got a sweet car. Oh, he lit it on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he actually might like go and kill Uncle Junior, and then he's like laying there crying, getting tackled by like orderlies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so perfect.
It's interesting because I'm sure that at that age you want, like, there's a certain part of you, you're acting and you're playing a part, and yes, it was a shitty character. Like the guy, the character that you played was a shithead, but he was a compelling shithead.
Yes.
We wanted to watch him, we want to see. It would be much worse if it was just like a character that we didn't give a shit about. But I've read that there were some guys on the show. I think Vito, the guy that played Vito, he came to the writer, or I forget if it was the director, one of the producers or whatever, with the idea for the character arc to be like, I want to be the gay guy, and then that gives me like all these different areas that my character can go, or at least worked in conjunction with him. Did you have any of that opportunity for yourself? I know you were just you were a younger kid at the time, but did you have any openings where you contributed to the character arc of AJ?
Not like I would sit down with David Chase and be like, oh, here's what I think. But I noticed like I would show up to set in like a Pantera shirt with a marijuana leaf on it skateboarding. And then in the next episode, I'd be skateboarding with a Pantera shirt with a marijuana leaf on it. I'd be like, oh, okay. You know, there's definitely, or like I was big into like heavy metal, death metal, like Slipknot was my favorite thing in the world. So like all of a sudden he started putting Slipknot in and, yeah, but we never really like, I was a, 15-year-old moron. I was never going to sit with David and be like, I think maybe my character should, because one thing that was so great about the show, which I didn't realize till after, is like the writing was so good that you never had to like, they were unbelievable at their job. And when I look back at Sopranos, it's one of the most like things I'm grateful for is at such a young age, getting to see people in all different fields who are like the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Like you're watching the best actors, the best directors, the best, even their publicists, like everything. You're like, holy shit. Cause then you go and try and do other shit. And you're like, oh man, this is what like the normal level of like, these people are good. And they seem terrible because for so long we were working with just, HBO really did right by us and they treated us right. And just it was like on Friday or on Thursday, I'd be in the park, like drinking 40, smoking blunts with my friends. On Saturday, I'd be on a first class like trip to LA to go to the Emmys on the red carpet, everything. And by Monday, I'd be back in the park smoking weed with my friends. It was just crazy. Like I look back now and I'm like, how was that? Like, it just seemed normal to me at the time. But now I look back and I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that is insane. And it's also, I mean, it's rare that you have a character, an actor, grow up on a show and in real life simultaneously. Because so walk us through. So you get the role. How did you get the role? First of all, was it a bunch of kids that showed up and you're like, this is going to be tough to get, but how did it all work out?
So I was 6 years, to start at the beginning, I was 6 years old walking down the street and a guy approached my dad and was like, hey, your son should be like, he didn't know I was going to be so short, but he's like, he should be a model or an actor or like get in the business somehow. And then my mom ended up calling the phone number and that guy is still my manager now 30 years later.
Whoa. Wow. That's like a leap of faith to have like a guy just be like, hey, that kid's good looking.
Do you ever look back and you're like, Mom, what the hell were you doing calling this guy?
No, because I mean, we were like as broke as, my grandfather was a super and we were living like 5 or 6 of us in a 1-bedroom in Manhattan. And the only reason we had that apartment is because my grandpa was a super. So he got to live rent free in the building.
Wow. So
it was like any opportunity was like, hell, like, of course, you know?
Yeah. So you start acting and then what age did you get the Sopranos role?
So I was going on auditions for about 6 years. And then I went on the audition for Sopranos. And I remember at first they thought it was like a show about singing. That's what everybody thought. And they're like, oh, my son doesn't sing. And then they're like, no, don't worry. It's a show about like Italian mobsters. And I showed up and I'm like fat and full of freckles. And like, I was just a very Irish looking kid. And every kid in the audition was like the white t-shirt with the black leather jacket and trying to like with like gel in their hair and trying to play it up like, oh, over here. And then I just kind of walked in and was like, like David Chase said, like, I just like every time I said fuck, he laughed because all the other kids were like really trying to hit the fuck and like trying to show like, oh, look, I'm this crazy little kid who just said fuck. And I was just like, hey, are we fucking done here? Like, because we went there with the idea of like, oh, you're not going to get this. So it was a lot easier to just kind of be like, oh, this is just another, and nobody doing a TV show on HBO wasn't a big deal then. And The Sopranos meant nothing because nobody had ever heard of it.
Right. Right. That's great. Just being able to say fuck. I mean, that is a skill in itself. Like there's an art to swearing, and that was your ticket onto The Sopranos. That's awesome.
I think it's because you played it cool when you were swearing. Like it didn't sound like, as you put it, you weren't trying to like hit the fucks, and you would sometimes like, it sounded like you were a kid that was still learning how to swear and still thought that it was cool to like be able to cuss and get away with it. Or like, when your dad got mad at you for like, you'd say stuff like, man, that's dicked up. And it's like, well, I've never thought about saying dicked up before. That's fucking brilliant. What a genius.
Yeah.
Did you like ad-lib any of that stuff, or was it always, what the writer would say, like, hey, we want you to like piss off your dad by dropping an F-bomb at the dinner table?
No, the writing was so good that it wasn't like they told us, hey, don't ever ad-lib, but you're like, this is perfect. I'm not, why am I going to say something different when this is so good? But then there are other scenes where they're like, okay, in the first like 30 seconds of this, you guys are just sitting around talking, or you guys are doing whatever, or, and they don't have a script for you where you're ad-libbing stuff. But normally, like, I'm a 15-year-old kid who's like smoking weed every night. I'm not going to be like trying to change David Chase's lines, I'm like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Do you feel like there was maybe like a little bit of stolen valor because you weren't like a stereotypical Italian kid who got to play the son of a mob boss in a TV show called The Sopranos?
If there was, I didn't feel it because everybody just thought I was Italian, and still, like, I have friends who I've been friends with for 20 years who know I'm not Italian. And then when something Italian comes up, they're like, yeah, he knows, like, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm not Italian. And like, people always forget, but it's also like I was kind of raised, like the Italian pride on the set of Sopranos was so clear, where in my home, it wasn't like, you're Irish, like, do Irish things, where like on the set of Sopranos, it was like, I felt very much like I remember one time we had like a catering thing, and there was some terrible pasta there, and I was eating it, and they were all like, how do you fucking eat that garbage? Like, oh, you're like I think the word Medigan, which is like, you're American, like you're some American, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And they're like, dude, that's like, mac and cheese. Like, and then they would take me to these like really high end Italian places when I was 14 years old. And it was, it was crazy.
So I read that you actually have not watched The Sopranos like pretty much at all. Is that true? Like you've watched basically none of the episodes?
So when we would do when we would go to the premieres, they would show us the first episode or the first two episodes. So the only episodes I've seen are those. And when the first episode came out, obviously I watched it like with my family. It was a big deal. But yeah, we would all go to like Radio City Music Hall for the premieres, and there would be, thousands of people, but all of us like sitting in one section, watching it together, laughing. And those memories are great. But like, I decided I didn't like watching it. It made me feel uncomfortable. But then like after James died, I was like, I could never watch it. Like just sitting there and watching 80 hours of video of him would be brutal.
Do you think there will ever be a point in time in your life where you're like, you know what, like I'm going to sit down and watch this, like maybe 20 years from now, 30 years from now, where you're like, all right, let's because I totally understand what you're saying. Watching yourself, listening to yourself is weird. I can't imagine doing it as a kid too, like now watching yourself as a kid. But do you think there'll ever be a day where you're like, all right, let's start this from the first episode and go through the whole thing?
I don't know. We talked about doing it with Jamie, because when I talked to Jamie about starting a podcast, we got an offer for money to like sit and do a rewatch where we watched all the episodes and talked about it. And we just both kind of got together and we're like, that's just not what we want to do. Sitting there. And especially if I ever do decide to watch it, I don't want to feel like it's a job. I don't want to get to episode 10 and be like, I don't want to watch anymore. And they're like, oh, you only have 73 episodes left, Right.
Yeah. Right. We won't spoil any of it for you.
No, we won't.
Yeah. We're not going to spoil
You die at the end.
Yeah.
Your whole family gets shot at the table.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy is like people always who talk about me not watching it, they think I don't know what happened. There's a lot of people who think I have no idea what happened. And I'm like, no, we sat around every episode before we recorded the episode, and you do a read through where everyone sits with the script and you read your part. And those are like some of my best memories by far from Sopranos. Of all, they would just have food around and everybody would be sitting around in like pajamas and everyone would read the script, and the laughter in those rooms were crazy.
So when it came time to rehearse the very last scene where you guys are in the restaurant, and you guys are reading through that, getting ready to shoot it, and you're getting all the notes and all the feedback, do you know that you're going to die at the end? Is that something that's told to you? Like, hey, we're going to film it, and you're going to get shot, and it's going to be a bloody mess, but we're just not going to use that last 5 seconds.
Hey, were you there?
Yeah,
that's exactly what. That's it. What's weird is people talk a lot about that last scene, but for us, we didn't shoot the last scene last. So it's like when we shot that scene, it was very like, oh, it's just another day at work. And then 2 weeks later was everyone's actual last day. So even though that was the last scene, it didn't feel like the last scene.
and everyone, I watched it live. I think I started watching the show live around season 3 or 4, but I remember vividly, I thought my cable went out, and that was pretty much everyone in America thought their cable went out. So thank you for that, even though you didn't write it, but I appreciate that and the scare that I got, because that's like the scariest moment in the world, to have your cable go out. Who was the funniest guy on set when you talk about like, doing the table reads and getting ready? Who was the person who just made everyone laugh?
For me, it was probably Johnny V, who played Artie Bucco.
Okay.
Chef, dude, he's hilarious. Like we would be on a trip to California or something. He would just go into an impression of somebody and just stay that guy, like he would be walking around the hotel pretending to be somebody else. Johnny V is hilarious. Who else is really funny? I mean, Steve Sharip is pretty great. He's a good time. He's a fun guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Artie Bucco.
Bobby Baklava, right?
Yeah, Artie Bucco, just a total tragic character. You want to talk about other guys who, like, the way they were written, just the saddest character.
Yeah.
You
felt bad for him the entire time.
Yes. Hot wife.
Yeah, very hot wife. What about?
And then we actually had Drea De Matteo on a couple times on our podcast already. She's hilarious. Like, she's such a, I don't know how to put it, but like she says she's a broad, like she's not a girl where like you have to watch her words around it. Like she'll push the top, like she'll make you uncomfortable, which is like, it's just such a treat,
Yeah, that's Adriana, obviously, for people who might not know. Yeah.
I was walking around the West Village one time and I heard her behind me and I was like, that's Adriana. I turned around and it was Adriana, sure enough. Like, you hear her coming before you see her sometimes.
Yeah, and then you see her and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
She was for me, she was by far, when we started the show, I was like 13. She was the hottest chick I'd ever seen in real life.
Yeah, for a lot of people who watch the show, and she might be up there. We should do like a rankings of characters, because she might be up there for best. Do you say actress still or actor? Is everyone an actor? Thespian. I would say her performance is up there, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When
she's unreal.
When Christopher sat on the dog and killed it when he was high on junk.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Cosette. Did you guys get sad
warmth
on set? Yeah. Were you guys like that? Man, we're not gonna be able to work with this dog anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy is there's people who like Lorraine Bracco, who people think like, oh, you worked with Lorraine Bracco for 10 years, and it's like, but I never had one scene with her. You know, so when things like that scene are going on, you don't even know. You hear about it in the read through, and then you hear nothing else. Like even scenes that I've done, I've seen like little clips of it. Like I saw me like sweeping up glass in the backyard one time, and I was like, I never did that. Like there's no, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, why was I sweeping up glass in the backyard? It's just, it's people talk about like these scenes and they're so memorable to them. But for me, it was like something I did with my friend 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Like a scene that it was like going out to, it'd be like, remember having lunch with your friend 22 years ago and you said this and he said this, and you're like, no, of course not.
That actually has got to be maddening, because everyone does have that one friend who will remember certain like conversations, or they'll be like, hey, remember when you said this at like in 2004? And you're like, no, I don't. And thank you for telling me I'm stupid for saying that. But you have that just constantly with every moment of your life being on camera there for like those 10 years. That's got to be a little crazy. Yeah, I can understand why you're not going to watch back the whole show.
And you forget about some of them, and people remind you, and you're like, oh, that hurts. People are like, oh, you remember when you cried and you fainted, and you're like, oh yeah, that was, you forget all about that. Like there was a bear and you started crying and yelling for your mom. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
So when you first started acting on The Sopranos, how old were you when you first started filming?
So I was 12 years old when the show recorded, and then when it first aired, I was probably like 13, maybe 14.
So I wouldn't call that being a child actor. You were definitely like younger, but you were like going through like a big change in your life at the time, like 12, 13 years old. That's like, middle school. That's when shit starts to happen in real life, where you kind of take control of your own life as a kid. Did that fuck with you at all? Like having that, like trying to have that delineation between, okay, I'm at work playing a character, and then this is me, offset. Like, did the character of AJ start to blend in with your personality, or how did you keep that separate, if not?
For me, never, because what was so great about, like, I think about kids who did Nickelodeon shows, and I'm like, oh no, that must be so crazy, because you go to school and it's just insane. Where for me, I'd go to school, there was not one kid in my, like, I went to public school in New York City my whole life. There's 1,000 kids in your school. There was not one kid in my school who watched Sopranos ever.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, and if you're 14 years old and you're going to a party with a bunch of 14-year-olds, nobody knows the Sopranos. Nobody, like, people have kind of heard of it or this, but there were no 14-year-olds then like watching Sopranos every Sunday night, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay, we got more AJ Soprano coming up. Robert Ihler. Before we do that, though, Muggsy Jeans. I have been promoting, loving Muggsy Jeans for a very long time now. I actually know the guys who created Muggsy Jeans back in Chicago about like 6-7 years ago. I've been wearing them ever since. I love Muggsy jeans. Muggsy Jeans are the only jeans we wear because they look like jeans but feel like sweatpants. That's no exaggeration. We don't know how the guys at Muggsy did it, but their jeans feel like sweatpants that had sex with even more comfortable sweatpants and somehow had an awesome jeans baby. Muggsy was started by a stoolie who was tired of being uncomfortable in his jeans. His goal was simple: reinvent men's jeans to look good and feel outrageously comfortable. After 5 years of working with industry experts, he perfected jeans for the common man. The magic is in Muggsy's proprietary denim, which is made from a bunch of high-tech materials that make these jeans mind-blowingly soft and flexible. Even better, Muggsy comes in a stylish fit that's not too baggy but not too tight, so you somehow look even better than you feel. Want to look good indoors for yourself or your partner? Want to look good for your boss on that important Zoom call you have later? Well, then you need to choose Muggsy. Muggsy has the ultra stretch chinos as well. Perfect for your golf game. Muggsy jeans are sweeping the Stoolie Nation for good reason. Take our word for it. I actually own every single color of Muggsy jeans. No joke. I have like 10 different pairs of Muggsy jeans in every single color. Muggsy is so confident you'll love their jeans. They do free shipping and returns, so your comfort is 100% guaranteed. Do your legs a favor. Head to Muggsy.com. That's MUGSY.com to check out Muggsy's full lineup of jeans and safe-for-work chinos, including new sizes and styles. Use code PMT for $10 off. That's a beer on us and a pair of the most comfortable men's jeans ever made by heading to Muggsy.com using code PMT. Okay, back to Robert Ihler. All right, so let's talk a little after you finish, after the Sopranos ends. You took an interesting route, and I respect the hell out of this. You basically just said, I'm going to go live my life for a while and enjoy myself. So you went and became a professional poker player in Vegas. Is that right?
Yes. So when I was 22, we finished Sopranos. And I remember everybody talking about like, oh, what are we going to do next? And am I going to do a play and a movie? And I told my manager, I'm like, don't call me for 6 months. Like, pretend like I don't exist. I don't, even if it's important, I'm like, I just don't want to hear it. And that 6 months turned into 12 years or however long, because I just kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And then I was partying so hard that I went to Vegas alone for 2 weeks to play in the World Series of Poker. And I got like 275th in the main event, and it paid 40-something thousand. And I just took that money and I was like, I'm going to put this in account and get an apartment here in Vegas for a year. And when that's gone, I'll go back to New York. So I went to Vegas for 2 weeks and I came home a year and a half later.
That's okay. That's
crazy.
That's incredible stuff. So how were you like good? I mean, that's a dream that a lot of people I think can relate to. We're like, hey, let's just go to Vegas and try to make it work. A year and a half's a long time. Like, how would you rank yourself as a poker player?
Well, 13 years ago, poker was different than it is now. You know, they figured it out with solvers and computers and all this stuff. And so like 13 years ago, all you had to do was not have a day job and you were a good poker player, because half of the people at the table would have a day job or kids, or they'd be there like one day a week playing poker. Like, oh, it's my night out, I'm coming to play poker. Where now, you know, the level of poker, what happened was they had a computer figure out like GTO, game theory optimal, which is like the best way to play poker. So now people study that and they play that way, and it makes it a lot harder. It makes it also a lot less fun, you know, like people are just sitting there, not talking, figuring out like mathematical equations in their head. Where when I moved to Vegas, everybody was drinking and laughing and the poker table was like a party, you know, where now it's like a classroom.
Yeah. So if you're playing like by the book or by the computer and you're going up against somebody that is just dumb as shit, like, you know that they're not doing any sort of math in their head, right? Like, they're totally wildly unpredictable. How do you incorporate your computer model into evaluating a guy that's like maybe a legit psychopath or just stupid as hell?
So I probably studied GTO for like, a year. And I kind of, it was when I was like falling out of love with poker. But before that, like I would say from 19 to, 28, I was just obsessed with poker. And you go and you play against people who they don't like, I had a poker tracker, which is like, I know how much money I make an hour. I know how much I made this year. Most people go and they just think when they lose money, they're like, oh, I got a bad beat, or whatever. Where when I started studying GTO and doing all that stuff, I kind of lost it wasn't fun anymore. Like I was just like, oh, I don't want to be a guy sitting here doing math all day. And it's like, when I used to bluff people, it would be like, I'm picking my spot, like I'm going to do this. Where now in GTO, you take like, something like a clock and you're like, okay, if the minute hand is between 0 and 15 minutes and I'm supposed to bluff, 25% of the time, that's the time I'll bluff. Yeah. So when you have your hand and you go, this is the hand where I'm supposed to bluff 25% of the time, you look at a clock and you see what time it is. And you're like, that determines if you're going to fold or play.
That's crazy. Yeah, that does sound like
all the fun of it.
Take the fun out of it. So you also played in a lot of the like New York games. I would assume I watched that movie Molly's Game a couple months ago. Did you play in some of those games?
So I didn't see Molly's Game, but I know I don't know what it's dangerous because I didn't see the movie. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, but there were people who, when I started poker, were having like these smaller games. By smaller, it's like, 1,000 to 2,000 buy-in, and it was all businessmen and everybody was having fun. And then it became, the games got a lot bigger in New York and they became like $100,000 buy-in. And I never played those. Like I never showed up to play poker with more than 10 grand because right. if I was going to lose $100,000 in a night, I wouldn't sleep for weeks. Like,
yeah, that makes sense. I saw on your Wikipedia it says that you were at one of the places that got raided, which that's got to be a thrill to not be arrested too. You weren't arrested, but there was a raid at a poker lounge in New York. That's like the coolest thing ever.
Were they wearing the windbreakers like the FBI, the blue and yellow jackets?
Yes. So I was drunk and I showed up to play poker. And there was a cop in front of the poker place, and he's like, he saw me going in, and he looked at me. He's like, "Hey, get out of here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like just bounce. And I went to meet my friends at a bar, and we drank for like 2 hours. And I was like, "Oh, they'll be done by now." And I went back to the poker place, and when the elevator opened, it was just all the police officers were in there. And the one guy was like, "I told you to get the fuck out of here," And I was like, "Oh yeah." Like I was an idiot, I was 21 years old, like thinking I'm, invincible or what. It was a dumb thing, but I was doing a lot of dumb shit back then,
Yeah. When you're playing in these underground games, like that to me just feels like it'd be cool. You'd feel like you were getting away with something the whole time. Is there anything that you miss now that, poker it's more out in the daylight than it's ever been, but like, was there an element of feeling like it's pretty fucking cool to be in like some dimly lit basement knowing that you were breaking the law just by playing a card game?
Yeah, part of it is like you feel sleazy, and then part of it is also cool where like, there were times where I'd be walking with my friends somewhere and I'd be like, "Oh, hold on, let's walk in here real quick." And we'd walk into this like shady spot and I would grab $1,000 from like some shady dude. And then my friend would be like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about it." Like it's just so like there is a feeling of like, it was cool to know that there was this underground world going on in New York City. And like, I'd be on a block eating lunch somewhere and I'd be like, "Oh shit, I know that there's like a high stakes poker game going on right there." And you see like, people just walking by clueless and shit. But most of the times, there's such a variation of those games where like you go to some place and you're like, "Wow, this is really nice. And everything is really classy in this." And then you go to some places and you're like, "Wow, there's like a cockroach crawling up my leg right now. And I just want to get the fuck out of here because it's disgusting." But you're like, it's Sunday night at 2 a.m. This is the only game that's going. So you're just, you stay and you play.
I would imagine too did that ever happen to you with the Sopranos where you're like the acting melds into real life and you're kind of walking around being like, "I'm a protected guy because like my dad's Tony Soprano"?
Well, there were guys, the guy who played Paulie Walnuts, Tony Sirico.
Yeah.
The greatest. By the way, I can't believe when you said who's the funniest guy. He's the funniest guy by far. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but he was just hilarious being himself because he was, Paulie Walnuts. Like he came to my confirmation. I guess I don't know how old you are, 14 or 15. And he came over to me and he gave me an envelope full of cash. And he was like, listen, if you ever have a problem, you call Uncle Tony. So it wasn't just the acting. Like there were times where I really was like, okay. And he would bring people around like to dinners and stuff. And he'd be like, yeah, this is Jimmy the Hat. Like, and there would be these guys who are like all these like names. Some of them were just big dudes. Like he rolled around with this dude who was like, he gave me like a pin that he won the Golden Gloves, and he was like 6'6", like some crazy. And he's like, "Yeah, this is Big Mike, and this is this guy, and that." And you got the vibe where you're like, I feel protected, not from the acting. I feel protected from these guys,
Yes,
yeah, people that go around.
That's awesome.
Is there any pull for you to get back into acting at any point? Or are you like, you know what, that's in the rearview mirror. I was on maybe the best show of all time. There's really no need to get back into that.
It's like, especially with doing the podcast, it's like going somewhere where you get to decide what to do, and you don't like people are like, okay, show up at this time. You're going to say this. You're going to wear this. You're going to eat this. You're going to act like this. It's like, it just gets to the point where you're like, fuck, I don't really want to do that, and especially with a TV show, because it's like it starts in one area and then 3 years later, you're somewhere totally different where you're like, I didn't sign up for this shit. You have no idea where it's going to go. Where maybe if it was a movie and I thought it would be cool to do, like I would think about it, but I don't desire to be in, to do like some long-term TV show anymore,
Yeah. I did see though, in another relatable moment, that you have been in a couple Law and Order episodes, and that was strictly to get out of jury duty. Is that true?
Oh, well, you did your research, huh? Where did you see that?
I have a long history with jury duty. I've been trying to get in and out of jury duty for like 2 years. So when I saw that, I was like, fuck yes, this is awesome. Like the fact that you could just, so is that how it actually went? You got jury duty and you're like, hey, Law and Order, I'm ready for my episode, so I don't have to do jury duty?
That's exactly what happened. I got the phone call, and they were like, hey, you have to come down to like whatever it is, Center Street. And I had been on probation for 3 years, and going down just to that area and walking in those buildings would like turn my stomach because I hated it so much. And they were like, yeah, come down to Center Street and do jury duty. So I called up my manager and I'm like, can you get me a job to get out of jury duty next week? So he called me back. He's like, yeah, I have a job for you on Law and Order. If you do the episode of Law and Order, they'll send a letter in that you're working and you can't make jury duty. And I didn't even ask what I was doing in the show. I was like, okay.
So what did you do in the show?
I hit a spoiler alert. I think I like killed my sister's parents or some shit. Like,
wait, so you were the culprit? You were the guy?
Yeah.
You just showed up, just trying to get out of work, and you just showed up, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna be the star of the show and be like a multiple murderer. Like that's okay, whatever. Yeah. Tell me where to stand, what knife to hold. I'm good.
And I also have a horrible fear of like paperwork, and I just imagine that jury duty would have a bunch of paperwork. Like when I won the $40,000 at the World Series of Poker, you get knocked out, and then they send you into this room, and the person handed me like a 4-page thing to fill out, and there was part of me that was like, I should just leave. Like, I like when it went all those like empty spaces and having to fill in all your information. I never know any of the fucking answers. Like I'm clueless. Paperwork is like the thing I hate the most.
Oh, it definitely sucks because I've had to do it, and jury duty is not fun. I got out of it because I was just like, hey, I have an interview I have to do. Who are we interviewing?
Shit, it might have been
from That 70s Show. And
Topher Grace.
Yeah, Topher Grace. I was like, hey, I have Topher Grace. We're interviewing him tomorrow, and the person was like, ooh, Topher Grace? I was like, yeah, and they're like, okay, you can go. So I have a not as cool as calling up and being like, put me in Law and Order.
You're like, I got to go murder Topher Grace.
Yeah.
It would have been.
I also might have embellished a little bit because I also threatened them, and I was like, hey, listen, I have a radio show and a podcast, so whatever case I get put on, I will be talking about publicly a lot. And they're like, well, that doesn't work.
Your excuse falls somewhere on the cool level in between mine and my grandpa's, which was my grandpa would be like, just tell him you're racist. He's like, that's what I do. I'm like, okay, Pop, that's going to work out great for me.
Yeah,
just
right.
go in there and just tell him he's racist.
I could actually see Junior Soprano doing that on an episode of The Sopranos, just like going and pretending
You
that
know I'm a racist.
He's like, I'm very racist, you know.
Yes.
I love eating pussy, but I'm racist. By the way, Junior shoots Tony in one of the episodes when he does actually get dementia.
Yes,
we should bring that up.
that is true.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. We like to. So Hank started watching the series. What was that? Like 4 years ago. And our producer would watch it, and he was doing like 2 episodes a week. And so then, just because we're dickheads, we decided to spoil every single season of The Sopranos for him and tell him everything
been out
that
for
happened.
20 years.
Yeah.
So I think it's
I know
fair.
Glenny Balls is a big fan, right?
Yeah, he went to the house. He went to the house for like Sopranos Con or whatever it was a couple weeks ago. How much time did you actually spend in that house, or were you taping it somewhere else?
So we filmed the first episode at that house, and then we filmed at that house anytime that there were scenes in the pool, any outdoor scenes, shit like that would be there, and then everything else was in a studio in Long Island City in Queens at Silver Cup.
Yeah.
I did hear that there were things about the show that the FBI would kind of pick up on, and they thought that there was somebody that was on the inside that was writing for the show that also worked in the FBI or like feeding things back and forth because you remember when they had the bug down in the basement of that house that was it got like moved next to the furnace or something like that. That's something that actually happened where the FBI tried to bug somebody's house, and I think they put it in a lamp. The lamp got moved next to either an air conditioning unit or a furnace. So I guess what I'm asking you is, are you a rat? Were you? Did anyone ever approach you from the FBI about like, hey, if you get any good ideas, let us know so that we can then use those in the field?
I know they would use stuff in the script sometimes that people who were wise guys would like come up and say to people, like the actors on our show. Like there was a scene where somebody comes over and says, I think to Tony, like wise guys don't wear shorts. Like you're not supposed to wear shorts. And that was something that really happened in real life. Was a wise guy went to James Gandolfini like at a bar or something, and he came over to him and he just like said in his ear, he's like, listen, no wise guy would ever wear shorts. they just put it in the show.
That's what makes it authentic. That's what makes it great. Was it? So we talked about James and how watching the show would be painful. So I know you had a very close relationship with him, but was there ever a moment when you were taping the show that you had like a step back, like, I can't believe I'm sharing the screen with this guy who is such an incredible actor? Like, could you feel it in the moment?
And never. And the crazy thing is it wasn't until I would watch other shows and I'd be like, wow, it must be dope to be those guys. And then I was like, oh wait, like I kind of am those guys. Like I'm sitting there working with James, and everybody loves to talk about James. He is one of the greatest actors of all time. But another thing is like Edie Falco is so unbelievable. Like she is like, sometimes I would definitely sit there and you see, and especially because, Tony was very different from James, but also Edie was very different from Carmela. And you would sit there and be like, holy shit. Cause you would see her in the hair and makeup trailer, like show up with her dog and we'd hug and talk and how are you? And very sweet. And then she would go into hair and makeup and come out with like the long nails and the crazy hair and the makeup done and like Versace clothes. And it was just like the transformation was crazy. So there definitely were times where I was sitting there with Edie and I was like, wow, she is on such another level.
Yeah. She's, I don't even know if you could do like a top 5 character list, because she also would be easily top 5 in terms of just acting.
And these were all actors who not only were trained and like unbelievable actors, but they had been trying to make a break in acting for so long. And then you have me, who's like 12 years old, never took an acting class, and I'm just sitting on set like, yeah, I belong here too, which is just so not true, but it was crazy, man. And the same thing, it's like, that's the thing I think about all the time of like how Edie Falco, James Gandolfini, people like that were just out there going on auditions. And then a year later they're, Tony and Carmela Soprano. And you're like, how did people let them walk out of a room?
Right. Yeah. Right. And you bring that up though, about like you just being a kid. I think that's actually, like, thinking about it, why your character was so good and hateable, because you were just you and you were a kid at the time. And I think that, like you said, in terms of your first time when everyone was trying out for it, not trying to act too much was why your character was so good, because you were really just a kid. You know what I mean? Like, that's thinking about it, like, it kind of all makes sense.
It never felt like a big deal, you know? Like, even the first time we went out to the Emmys, they rented a bus and they painted like New Jersey Transit on the side, and we all got in the bus and went together like a family, you know? And you would see when we would go to the Emmys, it would be like, oh, there's Matt LeBlanc, and over there's Jennifer Aniston, and these people. Where when we were there, it was like, oh, there's the Sopranos,
right?
Because we never left each other's side. We would go and pull like 8 tables into a corner somewhere and just sit there for 8 hours and laugh and drink and hang out, and we just like, it was crazy. It really, doing other things after that, I realized that's what made me realize how special it was, because you're like, wow, we were straight up like a family, you know?
Yeah.
Who would you say had the best post-Sopranos acting performance? Would it be Edie on Nurse Jackie, or would it be Michael Imperiglione on those tequila commercials where he'd pour them upside down and be like, my tequila pours itself, bitch. What the fuck can yours do?
You're missing Tony Sirico was in Blockbuster commercials. I think those were where he would threaten people if he didn't rewind the tape and deliver it back on time.
That's right. I forgot about that. All right, yeah, he's the winner, obviously.
Yes,
that was
easily the
great.
winner. Easily the winner there.
Well, I got a question for you guys. So I was thinking, if you guys did like Barstool therapy and did like real legit sessions with people, who do you think would make the best season if they were honest? I think between Stu Feiner, Rico Bosco, and Frank the Tank.
I would say Stu seems like the correct answer.
Well,
just like the shit that he's seen.
I don't know. Stu is I would actually probably go with Rico. Rico's got something real fucked up in his head. Like, Stu is fucked up, but Stu also, I'll always give Stu credit. He's like a true family man, heart of gold type of guy. So, and Frank would just be like, I think everything would just lead back to the Mets, where it'd be like the source of all my misery and happiness is the New York Mets. So Rico would be the one I'd want to sit down and really try to be like, so what is going on?
Brandon Walker wouldn't be bad either.
Yes.
I'd like to know what's going on under the surface. But yeah, with Frank, I think it's not a mystery with Frank. Like,
right.
What you see is 100% what you get.
Right.
If you were to sit down on a psychiatrist's couch, that'd just be like, yeah, well, I think the problem at the end of the day is your bullpen. Your bullpen just stinks.
Right.
And I can't write you a prescription for that. I'm sorry.
Right. And Rico is like, you could sit there and be like, Rico, do you know you're crazy? And he'd be like, yeah. But no. And you just do that for like 3 hours. We just have that conversation.
Like, diagnosing his paranoia would just be so amazing. But I also, the reason why I think Frank the Tank is because I could see like the first 2 episodes, you're kind of like, I don't know if I'm in. And then somewhere in like episode 3, he just breaks and like even his voice changes. Like, he just starts crying and like all the truth comes out about like what's really going on.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, that's true. That's a good, I like that hypothetical. The final question is brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage, America's crazy good mortgage company. Go to ccmlens.com/take to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinancing needs, equal housing opportunity. So you also, little shout out to Play Barstool app. You were telling me that you went, 9-1 like 2 weeks ago? I love that. It's just crazy like how the world kind of works out, that AJ Soprano is playing the Play Barstool app. And like that's a thing, and you're actually doing really well on it.
Well, what I used to do is like I would write down my picks in the beginning of the week. Then I listen to all like the podcasts and the stats and all these things, and then I look at my bets at the end of the week and see how they're different from the beginning of the week. And then I realized, like, my friend told me about the Barstool Play app, and I started using. I'm like, I could just use this and place all my bets on here, and I could track them, and then maybe one day, if something insane happened, win $25,000.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a great way to do it. Yeah.
The other day, I had if the Bills score 1 field goal or a touchdown instead of a field goal, they scored like 6 or 7 field goals that game. I think 6 field goals. If they scored a touchdown instead of a field goal or 1 extra field goal, I would have been perfect on the Barstool app.
Wow, that's impressive. I don't think I've ever come.
But it's
close
it's
to that.
total luck. It's obvious look. You know?
So, but it's also real.
So I want to make a bet based on what you think is going to happen tonight. The Bucks and the Giants. So we're going to air this
probably Friday.
We're going to air this Friday. So you're going to either seem like a genius or a complete idiot.
I like this.
Tampa Bay minus 12.5. Monday Night Football. Which way are you leaning?
So what I did was I put the Bucks in my 10-point teasers. So I got the Bucks minus 2.5.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like that.
That's smart. I think I have the Bucks. I had the Bucks and the Eagles in a teaser. And each one was down. I think it was like a 7-point teaser. So I'm alive there. What about the over/under?
I'm the whatever I say, go the opposite. I'm horrible with over/unders. What is it though? What's the total?
46.5.
Yeah.
God, Tampa Bay's defense is so good. Giants are so unpredictable. I guess I would take the over. I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Right, I'm gonna
I
take
like
the
that.
under.
You're
yeah,
on the fit.
I love the under now.
You're going to still end up going on the over.
No. I like the under. I actually do. So that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. I'm the worst at totals. It's crazy. And I have like a few teams where if I bet on them, what you should bet the opposite. Like if I bet on the Falcons, you should do whatever the opposite I did. And the Chargers, do whatever the opposite that I did. Because I've never won a Charger bet in my entire life.
Well, the Chargers never won a Charger bet in their entire life, too, because they just lose. We had that stat today, 38 one-score losses in the last 5 years. That's unfathomable. I don't even understand how that's possible. Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy? So last night, every Sunday we go over to Jamie's house and we like smoke a 8-pound short rib and like watch football. And you know what Jamie's last name is now, right?
Yeah, Dykstra.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So,
yes.
We got Lenny back here.
Got him in here, yeah.
We go over to Jamie's house and we watch football and everything, and I bet on the Eagles against the Cowboys. I'm so used to betting against the Eagles that during the game I was rooting for the Cowboys, and I would catch them like the Cowboys would drop a pass, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh, wait. I'm so used to rooting for like against the Eagles, or like Cowboys, whatever it was, that I was like cheering for the wrong team during the game.
Yeah. That will happen.
Old habits die hard.
Twist yourself up. Well, Rob, this has been awesome, man. We really appreciate this. Hopefully you're in New York sometime soon and you can come in and hang out in person. We need to get you on Barstool Sports Advisors. Just walk in and be like, I'm the boss now, and just intimidate Stu Feiner. That would be fantastic.
I would love that. Yeah. Or I could be like part of the mortal lock if for some reason someone ever picked the Jets or the Giants as the mortal lock, right?
Yes.
The Jersey.
Teams. Yes.
Or get you to do a burger review with Glenny Balls.
Oh,
I think that would probably make his entire life.
You have to do that.
You would absolutely love it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, way better at betting on sports. I feel like I'm one of the best in the world at predicting what Dave is going to rate a pizza when he's scoring. Like, I'm nasty. Like, it's crazy. Like, I pick. There's so many times where I'm like, oh, he's, it's a 6'8", it's a 7. I know. I'm like, he's dancing between 7'9" and 8'1", and then he's like, if anybody who knows who watches this, I'm dancing between the 7'8" and the 8'1". I would put money up if we wanted to do that one day too. Anybody.
That would be a very funny betting market.
Have like you, Tommy, and Frankie watching behind the scenes and like a closed circuit TV, and then you pause it right before he gives a score. You guys each have to write down your scores independently.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Rob, thanks so much. Everyone, go listen. Pajama Pants, his podcast. We appreciate it. Hopefully, we see you soon, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me. I'd love to have you guys on one day if you're free.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, man. See you soon.
That interview with Robert Ihler was brought to you by our friends at Simply Safe. Every 26 seconds, there's a break-in in this country, but with Simply Safe home security, you can protect your whole home around the clock. It's serious, lasting protection, and all it takes is a simple 30-minute setup. You'll even get a free security camera when you protect your home today. More on that in a second. Simply Safe is an award-winning arsenal of sensors and security cameras that blankets every inch of your home. If you have a home, you need to keep it safe with Simply Safe. I use Simply Safe. I can monitor my house at all times. You'll know your home and family are always safe. You set Simply Safe up yourself in a few minutes without any tools or wiring. No technician or salesperson has to step foot in your home. Then Simply Safe will monitor your home around the clock with security professionals who are there in case of an emergency to immediately send help to your home. Plus, there's no contract, no hidden fees, and no installation costs. It's why U.S. News and World Report named SimpliSafe best overall home security of 2020. Right now, visit simplysafe.com/PMT. Get a free security camera plus a 60-day risk-free trial with any new system order. There's nothing to lose. Go to simplysafe.com/PMT, simplysafe.com/PMT, simplysafe.com/PMT. Make sure you're safe and everyone you love is safe with SimpliSafe. Do it right now. Okay, let's wrap up with Fyre Fest. It's been a week. Enjoy yourself. Have a Friday. Relax. It's been a week. Fyre Fest of the week, though. Hank, you want to start?
Billy, you can start.
Let's go, Billy.
Billy, you start. I'll start. Billy got Vanny Woodhead towed, and it's still in my name.
No way.
How'd you find out?
That would be my Fyre Fest of the week.
Did Billy try to hide that from you?
Undoubtedly,
No,
I will
didn't
be
get towed.
owing so much money on this stupid fucking van because. Oh wait, hold on.
I
Here's the
thought
best
Billy was
part.
selling it.
Oh, here's the best part. Billy, we didn't have the title, so Billy was tasked with getting a new title sent to me. Did that. Congrats, Billy. Good job. Gave Billy the title. Asked Billy today what happened to the title. I thought you were just going to get rid of it or sell it or whatever. His dog ate the title.
We're getting another title.
That is the excuse he uses.
No,
my dog ate the title.
Actually,
He
there's a
literally
tweet.
used my
No,
dog ate
there's
the
a-
homework
There's a
as an
tweet.
excuse for me.
There's a tweet of the
This is a
ripped up
conversation that happened.
Wait,
My dog
Billy,
ate the title is
did
a word.
did it
Words that came out
swallow
of his
the
mouth.
title?
title. No, it just ripped up the title. Anyway. Look,
Okay.
What was the title of a car doing at dog level?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out the series of events that
my
could have
dog is
led
getting
to you
very
putting
large and
the
jumps
title
up.
of a car on the floor of your barn next
But
to
big
a
idea, you
dog.
put it in your backpack and then
And then he just gave it, and then he walked home, and he's like, "Here, Whitey, have this."
Anyway.
Billy's dog's name is Whitey for Whitey Ford. Who was Billy's favorite player?
I have
thought it was
a
Whitey
autographed
Bulger.
picture of Whitey Ford. It's
Dude,
got
he
both.
played in
It's
like
funny.
1922.
I know, but I have an autographed photo. Of
He
him.
just likes the name.
I like
My
Anyway.
favorite player is Satchel Paige.
my uncles also. So like anyway,
All right, okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, but yeah, Whitey. So that's my Fyre Fest.
yeah. So
where did it get towed from?
Who knows?
okay, no, it didn't actually get towed.
He also lives like in a barn. I was like, just put it in the barn, dude.
Okay, we're figuring it out. Very complicated. Anyway,
We're figuring it out.
it's my Fyre Fest.
Yeah, go ahead.
My Fyre Fest of the week was I think PFT got the FBI watching me.
Okay, that was going to be. I was going to suggest that for you.
No, I legit walked out of my house this morning and I
Yep.
saw a tinted Ford Taurus just parked outside and just like in a very sketchy spot. And
Yeah.
then when I looked at it, it started driving away quickly. So I think the FBI's after.
Did it have that spiral antenna on the back that they
No.
spotted in,
No.
in that Ben Affleck movie, The Town?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
it's like FBI.
Yeah, it had
FBI's
weird.
been wearing the 4
foot and a half.
the 4-inch CB antenna.
No, but you know-
they've
you
been
know how
using
you
that
know.
for fucking years. Might want to hide that.
On the unmarked cars that they have like the weird thing on the rear view mirror on the side mirror. Anyway, so that was weird. PFT. Basically, I tweet like
Why?
I built.
Let's put some context around
Okay, let's
this.
put some
Billy,
context.
Billy tweeted out last night. This is word for word his
Yep.
tweet.
I saw it. I retweeted it. I signal boosted it, as they say.
Looking to buy sub-adult hens in the tri-state area. DM me. Built a new hen house and have a lot more room. All right, so that
I'm getting a new. So
there were lots of red flags. I saw somebody call you Jeffrey Eggstein.
I legitimately.
I alerted the FBI. I said,
I have a
I'm
hen
not
house.
sure
I want
what
farm
the
fresh
language
hens.
meant,
Christ, Billy.
but it's obvious that you should
Get your shit
investigate
together,
this.
man.
No. I got a bigger hen house because the hens got bigger and I need a new heating system.
Looking to buy
the
sub-adult
heating
hens
system
in the
hen
tri-state
house
area.
because the hens they're not fully adult, so I wanted to get them the same age. I didn't know what else to call it.
Sub-adult?
Well, they weren't
Sub-adult
chicks
hens.
and they're not adult hens yet. So juvenile, like sub.
Teenagers?
I don't know what it's like. Not they don't lay
What would you
yet.
say? Like someone was, 14.
I'm trying
You
to
say
get
that's
these
a
chickens
sub-adult?
to start laying eggs.
He's
because
trying
I
to
want-
get these sub-adult
Dude.
teenagers pregnant.
No,
it's
God.
simple.
Wow.
Anyway.
I stepped in it again.
No. So anyway, I think the FBI.
There was maybe a possibility that you could have had this thought and not tweeted it out.
Yeah.
Well, legitimately, I want like low key. Like I have already located a place to get hens, so it worked.
Right.
So I have new
Right.
chickens.
The ends
So-
justify the means of doxing yourself as a sub-adult.
No.
The hens justify the means.
rough week.
And then you tweeted out a picture of your cock right afterwards.
Yes, I started putting out pictures of my chickens so everyone knew I actually have chickens.
Right. It makes sense. All this makes sense.
Totally
All right,
normal.
Hank, what's your Fyre Fest?
I was walking Norman. Obviously, he had a week. He had quite a week.
What happened?
1 week ago today, you guys saw a picture of his dick.
How's
it
he
got
doing?
tweeted out on Friday night. He's doing okay, but we were walking in public in a pretty busy place, and two guys were like across the street. We're like, "Big Dick Norman!"
Dude, that's a stud. He's a stud. He knows it.
However,
People think that they're saying that to you.
correct.
You're
Correct.
Big Dick Norman.
Correct.
That's also cool.
And I just had to keep walking, and people were looking at me like I was Big Dick Norman. I was
That's
like,
cool,
no,
too.
like, no,
Very
like-
cool.
No, it's my dog.
Yeah.
Who has the big dick.
Yeah.
That if you see Hank in public, don't call him Big Dick
Do
Norman.
not.
Don't yell it at him.
Make sure when you say Big Dick Norman, you point at his dog.
Right.
Yeah. Just or anything below his waist level. Point around that area. PFT, yours?
My Fyre Fest is, I guess I'm a narc because I alerted the authorities.
But you needed
I guess.
But you did. You know what? You did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to call me a snitch or a Karen, that's fine. But
yeah.
I really, I want to stop.
Let's see the coop logs.
If someone's
Billy.
looking for sub-adults, the authorities need to be alerted.
Yes.
Jake, do you have one?
I do. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. It dropped to, I think, mid-30s. So it was time to rip out the winter jacket.
Yeah.
Mine's broken. Zippers,
What?
Zippers are screwed up. It's been 6 years. 4 years in Syracuse, 2 winters in Burlington. It's time to get a new one.
This is
And that jacket's seen some shit in
Yeah.
cities like that.
Could you like?
Is this Jake doing his first, like, I need a free jacket
Yes.
plug?
Ooh,
I love it.
I like that.
Our boys
Get 'em.
growing up.
No, never.
Very cold, Jake.
I just love that that's your Fyre Fest. Like our two sons, one has a zipper broken, the other is trying a black market for sub-adult hens. You couldn't be more different.
Yeah, do you have the paperwork for those?
If
things?
you're in the tri-state area and you have a chicken farm or a
No,
poultry
no,
farm,
Also, whenever you
seriously,
say tri-state area, it sounds way too official.
Yeah.
Why?
Like,
It's
calling
just
all
like-
people in the tri-state area. Have you been part of a fraud?
No, just like
have you
I'm just
given your
looking-
sub-adult chickens to
that's
anyone?
what you called they're not
No, you
full. I
don't.
don't want to put a
No.
bunch of full-grown
No.
hens with the younger hens, and then they like there's some fucked up situation.
You
You're
really
not
want to
supposed
get
house
Pennsylvania
different
chickens?
age-
You're cool with Pennsylvania chickens?
That's not in the tri-state.
Wait, Pennsylvania's not a tri-state area?
No,
it's New Jersey,
Jersey,
Connecticut, New York.
yeah.
right?
Fuck that.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want Connecticut hens.
No,
They're just rich. Those aren't good
Anyway.
enough. They don't lay eggs.
So, yeah, I
Anyway.
actually want to buy some hens because you can't just order them online like chicks.
Yeah, I know.
You actually have to go pick them
That
up
would
because
be
you can't ship
dangerous.
hens.
All right, what's the number? What number?
69.
18.
8.
69.
8.
1.
Do you pick 69 every time?
Yeah, because it's
basically.
more likely to
Because it's
hit.
funny.
I can't. I feel like we have to mix it up.
8, 8, 8.
Kangaroos
Four.
can't jump backwards.
We already did that one.
No.
On Wednesday.
Yeah.
They didn't get it on
Yeah.
record.
Correct.
4.
8.
17. One
Shut
away.
up. No, it's not. It's not.
Damn it.
17 ever happened?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
What?
He usually picks 17.
Are you serious?
Oh, no. Oh, Hank, that's too
How many
bad.
times did you pick 17?
Huh.
A lot?
Fucking Jake started picking 18, so
I
I
picked
switched.
18
Yeah, he
since
mushed
day
you.
one, so Hank thinks I'm cucking him by doing that.
I'm doing Price is Right
that a
rules.
No.
No,
Jake doesn't
there
curse.
you got me. Yeah.
You won't go back to 17 next time.
Lightning
You
strikes twice?
Love you guys.
Talking away. I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for your love, okay? Shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Needless to say, I'm on the sentence, but I'm being stolen away. So that life is okay. Say up to me. Oh, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Say up to me. Oh, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day I've got to remember. You're shying away. Well, I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone. I'll be gone in a day.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Bar Stool Sports.